Hi everybody, this is Amy here with Hudson Valley Knits, and as you can see I'm down by the river today. So this is my second recording. I posted the first one on YouTube last week, so thank you if you're checking me out again. I decided to take this one outside because it's muggy in my house and the AC broke and I don't get good light, although I'm a little dark here. It's overcast and very muggy here by the river today, but there's still a lot of people out. Anyway, I'm at a park down the street from where I live, along the Hudson River. And again, my website is Hudson Valley Knits, which you know because that's how you found me. And then I am Memers66 on Twitter and Instagram, and that's MERS 66, and I'm Memers on Ravelry. Most people pronounce it Mimers, but it's Memers, and it's basically a childhood name. So let's get right to it, because these things take a long time to upload, so I'm trying to keep it like as short as possible. So like I said, it's Labor Day weekend, and here I am down by the river. It is super muggy, but I don't care. It's the last holiday of summer, and I intend to enjoy it. And hopefully you can enjoy the river in the background. You can hear the water coming up. It's actually low tide right now, but it's starting to come up. Anyway, I had a good Labor Day weekend. It's Monday today. My daughter came down from Albany. She lives in Albany. She came down, and she had to drive my parents to the airport, and they're on their way to Italy. Lucky them. My son's here actually today. He's back at the house. But like I said, it's just too hot in the house with the AC broken. You can't get a new AC this time of year. I did get a lot of knitting and spinning done this weekend, and I do have some new stuff to show you from since the last time, so let's get right into knitting. So last week I told you I was making a pair of socks that I didn't have handy, so I couldn't show them to you. Well, I remembered them. And here's the one that I completed. I don't have it in oh, it's a good picture. Isn't it a beautiful color? This is Suna and Dancing the Orange by Spirit Trail Fiberwork. It's a gorgeously luxurious sock yarn. Yeah. It's a little brighter than how it's showing up on my phone. I'm recording on my iPhone, by the way. But it's gorgeous. And so this is the first sock done, and here's what I got so far on the second. Let's see if I get this closer. It's kind of better with the color, but it's a beautiful orange. It's a beautiful bright orange. I love it. So that is my sock. I have another project to show you that's new. I've started making one of the Laura Nelkin designs, one of her bracelets. I'm going to make it for my friend. My friend Linda, beautiful person. She is into pottery, and she made me a little bowl, and she put one of my favorite Mary Oliver quotes in it, which is, she painted it inside the bowl, and the quote is, I don't have it here to show you, obviously I wouldn't bring it down here in case you'd be afraid of breaking it, but it says inside, so what is it you plan to do with your one wild and crazy life? And I've always loved that quote, and she knew it and she put it in there, so it's a very special gift, very thought out. So I wanted to make her something, and I wanted it to be special, so I picked this. It's a Laura Nelkin design, Mudra cuff. I love Laura Nelkin's designs. She's just a genius with beaded jewelry and knitting with beads in general. And I've taken her Craftsy class, which is really, really good. She's a great, she's a natural in front of the camera. Some of the instructors on Craftsies, I don't have complaints. I totally get it, but Some of them are a little, you could tell they're a little uncomfortable at first in front of the camera, but not Laura. She's awesome. So anyway, here it is so far. I love this color. Is like one of my friend's favorites. You can see it here. And I love the beads she chose for it, and I know my friend's gonna like it. So I'm seeing my friend Linda tomorrow. So I'm finishing this today, whatever it takes, and it won't take long. It's really quick. And once you have the pattern, I mean, if you have some leftover luxury sock yarn like that Dancing the Orange you saw me show you, it would just make a great way to use up leftover yarn. So I highly recommend these patterns. They're an investment. You can make them over and over again. All you need is some leftover yarn and some beads. So that is my other project. Let's see what else. So I also brought with me a cowl I started. I did do a little work on it, so I thought I'd bring it and show it to you. It is by Rosemary Hill, and is, I think, did I show it to you last week? I think I did. I did a little work on it. I don't know if you could see the difference, but this should be done soon. It's really quick knit. It's great. It's easy to memorize and have it in your purse. So, yeah, I did show you this last week. All right, so that's that one. I got like one section done. One section, so maybe about that much. That's good. And finally, lastly but not least, for sure, the Rhinebeck sweater is coming along. I guess maybe I'll start marking where I left off each time, but I am basically on the neckline. I think it's going to be long enough. I think I can make this work. I did make it a little longer. I think I told you last week. So here is the front now. So basically this is going to be the neckline here against the collarbone, and then I started a new steek here which will separate, you know, above the collarbone, the shaping for the neck up to the shoulders. So this is it. So once I finish this, which is I think like 10 more rounds, excuse me, then it calls for you to cut the steeks for the arms and start picking up stitches for the arms. So I'm getting excited. I mean, I kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. And like if you remember last week, I told you I started this back in 2008, 2009, and you know, it sat in the closet for quite a few years, and every time I saw it in there, I'm like, gosh, I really want to work on here, but I have to do this, this, and this, and finally I just said, you know what, I'm doing this. I love this sweater. I want to wear it at Rhinebeck. So that's what I'm doing. So next, what do I have next? All right, so that's it with knitting. I did want to bring up something, and I listened to the Craft Stash podcast with Kim or Creole, and I recall her mentioning, and I listened to her episode 90 and I couldn't find the information there, and there's nothing on her Ravelry page about it, so I guess it's not final, but she mentioned the possibility of doing a knit along. And like I said, I don't think it's firmed up and I don't have the details, but if she does do this, I'm definitely in, because I found the perfect pattern and I have the perfect yarn. So what she mentioned, and again, I'm not 100% sure on this and I couldn't find it in the podcast. Sorry, the waves are coming in. That's too noisy. But she mentioned you would take a design from a podcaster and a yarn made by a podcaster in their Etsy shop, and make a finished object with it. And basically, what I would do, let's figure it out. These are the Herbaceous socks by Emily Estrada. They're a paper pattern. I really love the design. It's gorgeous, and I think this would make I'm almost done with those other socks. And, oh, and you know what? I didn't mention that the other socks, let me get you the name of those in just a minute. But basically what I would use to knit this is this absolutely gorgeous sock yarn, or fingering weight, that I got from Fancy Pants Fibers. That's Emily at the What You Swatchin' podcast. And it is her gussied up. And the name of the colorway is Virgin Who Cannot Drive. Who can't drive. It's a beautiful grays and lavenders, which are my favorite colors. I love curly grays. I love lavender. I love blues. There's blue undertones. It's super, super soft. And this might be a beautiful Christmas present for my mom. My mom asked me for a pair of socks, and she asked for them to be the same color. And this is just slightly variegated, beautifully variegated, if I might say so. And I think she'd like them, and they're luxurious, and I want her to have something luxurious. So this might be my mom's Christmas present. And I hope Kim does that knit along, because I think that would be great. And basically what I'll do for the socks that I showed you, because they have an unusual name and I can't remember it right now, but they're from the oh shoot, I can't even remember. I'll put it in the banner underneath it so you can see it. All right, so that's it with knitting. This is going good. I did a lot of spinning, and I went to our local spinning meetup group yesterday at Hanover Farm, and it was really wonderful. The ladies are so wonderful there. I'm a complete and utter newbie. I just started spinning. I showed you my spindles last week. I got, and they're both great. And then I also got my Hanson mini spinner, and I brought that with me. And I brought with me to show the ladies, and everybody was so excited for me. I made something with my first hand spun. I really love it. It's like special. So here it is. Here's one of them. It's a pair of mitts, and I just put like a hole here for the thumb. Let me try it on. They're still wet. I blocked them again, and they're not drying because it's so friggin' humid. Here it is. So this is Blueface Leicester, I think that's how you say it. I'm really not sure how to pronounce that one, but BFL. They're both BFL, but this is mixed, and this is like called silver. I spun this part on my Hanson, and I spun this on my spindle that came with the Craftsy kit. And I love how this came out. There were lots of sections where I could have done much better, but you know, it was my first try, and it was special to me. Here's the other one. And I have to show you, this section is a little longer because I was running out of this, so I made this a little longer to compensate, and I just started the finger hole down into that section. And I had to bind off with some of these, which what I did is I just carried the color up from where I ended it and continued to bind off. This stuff is so thick and so loosely spun in parts that it's no way it's going to come undone. It's just not going anywhere, so I'm not worried about the bind off. But I love these, and they're going to be special, and my husband and my daughter already tried to steal them from me, but I was like, no way, you can't have them. So I'll have to make something for them and a hand spun. But this is it. It's just the beginning of my spinning journey, and I'm like really excited about it, and I can't wait to knit with all my other fibers. Speaking of which, there's some jet skiers out there. I don't know if you can see them go by in a minute. Way out there. Come on, where are you in my bag? Look at this. This is Corriedale dyed brown. Isn't it gorgeous? absolutely gorgeous. This is 8 ounces. I got it off the website, yarn.com web. And I spin this on my e-spinner. It's 8 ounces, like I said. Now, it's not bad. It wasn't, it was a lot more consistent than my first one. Let me scooch up from my chair a little. I'm kind of sloped downhill, so it's hard for me to. You can see, like, some of it is thick and some is thin. It's hard to say if this is bulky or worsted or what, but it's really, some of it is a little kinked up, some of it I overplied, and some of it I underplied. And the other thing I noticed when I plied this is that a lot of my plies were just, when I was trying to ply it, a lot of the yarn was just, my single ply was just breaking apart. And I think I didn't twist it enough when I spun it. And you know, when I brought this to the meetup yesterday, they gave me some suggestions on how to increase my twist and how much to do it. So I'm definitely taking them up on that. I have another 8 ounces of BFL mixed that I bought from Webb's that I'm going to practice with. It's not dyed. This is dyed brown. It's not naturally down. And like I said, it's Corriedale. It's a little rough, but this will make, I don't know, maybe a hat and some mitts for my husband. And probably have plenty left over to make a set for my son too. He would definitely wear brown. I'm definitely using it. And so that's my hand spun. I'm really loving the fiber. I'm really loving the spinning. So the other thing I wanted to do is kind of just before I sign off is just say that if it weren't for Craftsy, I probably would have never tried this, spinning that is. And I really, I know there are other things out there that teach online. I'm going to sit back now. And stuff like that, but there's nothing like Craftsy where you can have an interaction with the teacher, that you have interactions from other classmates, either people more knowledgeable or people that are just beginning like you. I belong to a lot of Craftsy classes where, like the Fair Isle one, where I'm really not that inexperienced in Fair Isle. I know it well enough that I can help out a lot of the other people. So what I'm saying is, if you have ever thought or considered trying a Craftsy class, I don't think there is one I can't recommend. The spinning class was pretty good. I got a lot out of it. It got me started. The kit was perfect to start with. It was only $24 to see if I really liked it. And once I found a group of spinners to meet up with, and they helped me out, then it was all smooth sailing from there, and I'm just totally thrilled with Craftsy. There are lots of classes. I think the Laura Nelkin ones are awesome if you want to start knitting with beads. They're great classes. The shawl that I showed you last week that I'm designing, Miriam Felton's class, Designing Your Own Lace Shawl, she helped me a lot with that shawl. So, and I'll definitely have to credit her when I publish this pattern, because she was just such an awesome help. The class was great. The sock classes, with Donna Druconis. Donna's classes are fantastic. Her sock classes, any one of them is anything you need. If you just, I don't even need a pattern now to knit a pair of socks, and she just cinched it for me. I had knit socks before, but she just cinched it for me. She just kind of made that little click happen in my head where, like, oh, I don't need a pattern. I can just do this based on my measurements. And speaking of measurements, they have quite a few classes about taking proper measurements and getting things to fit. they're all fantastic. I've taken Stephanie's, I've taken Marley Bird's. I love Marley Bird's, probably the best. They're both great. They're fantastic. Each one of them is fantastic and unique. So, like I said, I don't regret signing up for them both. So they both kind of had a little overlap, but still enough uniqueness that it was just great. So, take that craftsy class. I highly recommend. They're great. They're great, and it's great to do. Like even if you just want to watch them while you're knitting, it's great. I love it. So I think that's going to be about it. We're in about 20 minutes, and like I said, I wanted to keep it short. Thanks for watching if you came in, and I hope you're enjoying your Labor Day weekend. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.